Who helps you more with your setups is what O'Connor Sports wants to know. Denny or Kyle?
I think it just depends on the racetrack. The three of us have, three different driving styles, and I think every driver has their own way of making a race car go fast. So not everything can transfer over, but every weekend, after practice, the three of us will sit down and, like I said earlier, we'll spill our brains out and just talk about what we've learned and what we think works in that, and we all work together really close. So I think it's definitely a big plus that we have here at Joe Gibbs Racing. So all of us work together. Some weeks, my car drives more similar to Kyle's. Sometimes it's more like Denny's. So it's back and forth week to week. So like I said, we're all a little bit different. We want a little bit different things in our cars, but at the same time, it's similar enough that we can work with each other.
Joey Logano, our guest on the Nationwide Spotlight live chat, brought to you by Nationwide Insurance. If you got a question for Joey, just type it in here on NASCAR.com, and it'll show up right here, and we'll pass it on to him. Like this one from Nicole Gannon. Joey, she'd like to know, what driver do you most look up to, past, present, or maybe somebody down the road? Is there somebody you've spotted?
There's definitely a lot of good race car drivers out there. And there's certain ones that you go out there and you race against, and you're like, wow, he's really good. And just there's things that are good about some and things you don't want to be like about some. So, I guess you look at certain guys and, you try to figure out what they're doing, and if they're really good, you want to be like that. So, I don't know. It's back and forth. Obviously you want to be yourself and be the best race car driver possible. So you're going to study everything you possibly can to make yourself the best. So you'll look at anything and looking at drivers and stuff like that. I'm trying to pick a few, and you can see the obvious few that are up front every week are ones you probably study the most.
Junior Reagan, 8878, would like to know, Joey, who do you feel has the best chance to dethrone the 48 car and win the Cup this year?
There's a few. Obviously, I gotta go with my teammate Kyle. He's on fire right now. He's doing really good. His car's been fast. Obviously leading. Was he leading points at the end of Richmond? I don't even know. So, but I know he was up there. He's leading the points at a few races into it for sure. So, I say he's got definitely a really good shot. He's got those wins under his belt to help him a little bit here in the beginning of the chase. So, I think he's gonna be a really good shot at it. I think recently you can't leave Brad out. Keselowski, he came out of nowhere. It's like all of a sudden, like, geez, the heck happened here? So you're trying to figure out what the heck he's doing. So there's definitely a lot of good cars, and obviously the 48 and those guys have won the last few, so you can't leave them out. So, I think there's a lot of good cars that are in there that have a shot at it this year. I think it's going to be as close as it was last year. I don't see no reason why it wouldn't be.
Mr. J43 asks, hey, Joey, how do I get into racing? I love it, but I have no tracks nearby nor the money. What should I do? Powerball would probably be a good tip.
Yeah, that's a really, really hard question to answer, and it's really tough. For me, it's my kind of life story. I started when I was 6 years old running quarter midgets, and I was fortunate enough that I had my family behind me that would help me along, and you gotta want it really bad, but you gotta also have the right people behind you. And for me, I was lucky enough when I was 15 that Mark Martin got behind me. And said a couple big quotes about me, and all of a sudden Joe Gibbs Racing signs me. So I was lucky and fortunate to have that. And at the time, it was a lot easier, I think, because the economy was doing so well. There's a lot of people looking out for the new youngest driver out there. And now it seems like they're going to the guy with all the experience. The experience means a lot right now. So it's definitely I think it's harder now than it's ever been. To make it in the sport, and it's hard. I mean, you don't even know where to start. It's like I've obviously been starting like go-karts or Legends cars or something like that. But it's tough. I mean, it's definitely. I don't have the right answer. I think it's definitely everyone has their own certain way of doing it and their own special way. And I think once you do get that opportunity, you just got to be prepared to make it the best you possibly can.
Nate Seats wants to know, Joey, do you think that you connect with the younger fans more than the older ones? I mean, that's something NASCAR is really hoping happens these days.
Yeah, I think so. I think because I'm young, obviously, I think, a lot of them can relate to me and what I go through and my personality. So I think, oh, that's definitely a plus that I have. But at the same time, I want to, appeal to all the fans. I want to all ages. And I think I do. You see a lot of people wearing Joey Logano shirts from all ages. So I'm pretty excited about that. And for me, I'm just myself. That's all I want to be. I just have a good time. I joke around and laugh a lot. But there's times I got to be very, very serious. And I wear my emotions on my sleeve apparently. So that's it is what it is. That's what I like. And I'm not going to change myself for somebody else. So I think a lot of people appreciate that. So that's pretty cool.
Denise Carter wants to know, I've been watching you for 2 years, behind you 100%. How is it for you when you were underage and unable to attend some of the events the other drivers were going to, like Vegas back then? But now you are of age, right?
Yeah, I guess you're talking about 21. I'm thinking about when I couldn't race Legends cars or something like that because I was waiting to turn 12 or 15 to run certain cars or stuff like that. But I guess, I guess now I'm 21, I guess I can do anything. But it doesn't really change much for me. I've never been the guy that goes out or do anything like that, so it's just been same old, same old.
Joey Logano is our guest here in the Nationwide Spotlight, brought to you by Nationwide Insurance. Send your question in here on NASCAR.com, and we'll pass it along like Ryan C. did here. Joey, he would like to know, is there a track that you enjoy on the Nationwide Series or elsewhere that you wish could be added to the Cup schedule?
There's some cool tracks. I think Rockingham is definitely a really neat racetrack, and hearing the Truck Series going there next year, I'm totally pumped about that to watch that race. So, there's definitely some really cool racetracks out there. We go to some really neat racetracks, though. Think about all the racetracks we go to. We go to a lot of them, and then all different kinds too, road courses and super speedways and short tracks and all that. So that's really cool. Rockingham for me, we've tested there a lot. I enjoy racing there. I ran an ARCA race there before, and I think it'd be fun just to go back there. So it's cool to see that they're making some progress there and running the truck race.
NFL Fan 18 wants to know, who visits your house more, Denny or Kyle, or is there somebody else in the Cup garage who maybe is a better friend?
Actually, me and David Reagan have grown up together, since Legends Car days, and his girlfriend and my girlfriend are good friends, so he comes over there quite a bit. They go swimming in my pool all the time, so that's okay with me. But that's pretty much I hang out with him probably the most of all the guys I race against. So it makes it tough sometimes, to be friends with people you compete against. I think all of us are so competitive, that we're all wanting to beat each other so bad that we don't even want to be friends. So just there's definitely there's always a rivalry between each other. No matter what, so it's just a matter of finding a way to be able to shut that off, but it's always hard to shut that off.
Joey Logano, our guest on the Nationwide Spotlight, brought to you by Nationwide Insurance. Just pass your questions along there on NASCAR.com, and we'll hand them over to Joey. Denise would like to know, how do you feel about the new point system? Do you like it? Are you a fan?
I like it. I think it's great. I think the fact that each spot is a point, basically, I think that's definitely a plus. I think it's easy for me to understand where I'm at in points and how many points I need to gain, how many spots I need to gain. I think it's a lot easier for the fans to notice it too. So I think that's cool. I think the chase format's pretty neat, with the wild card spots and all that. And seeing how many guys at Richmond last week can actually get into the chase. There's a ton of them. There's a ton of cars that had a shot at it, So I think that was cool. And going into that race knowing that, hey, if I won this race and a couple things happened, I could be in this chase this year still. So I was pretty pumped up about that.
Ethan Todd wants to know, do you know anything about NASCAR 2012, the game? Are you a gamer, Joey?
I am. Obviously, with GameStop on my car, I get all the cool stuff, so I'm excited. That's, a lot of NASCAR games have come out over the years, and obviously they keep getting better and better, and the graphics are realistic. It's amazing what they can do with that stuff. You can play on a video game and then go to the racetrack and be like, man, it looks exactly the same. So it's pretty cool. The good thing about that stuff is, though, when you hit the wall, it doesn't cost nothing, doesn't hurt. You just hit the reset button and you're good to go, so that's definitely nice.
Yeah, but having the inside like that, do you get all the tips then on how to beat the game? I mean, is there one you can pass along to those of us that maybe aren't as good as you?
I don't have no tips, no.
There's no secret nitrous button or anything?
No. I only have that in my car, my real race car.
Well played. Joey, obviously we're going to Chicagoland this weekend with the Nationwide Series. As we get close to wrapping this up today, let's talk a little bit about your car for there and what you expect racing at Chicago. How is that track now on the Nationwide Series?
Yeah, I was able to win there a couple years ago with the GameStop car, so I think that was going into there we have some confidence. We kind of know what we need to do. Obviously, this year is different with the new race car, the new COT Nationwide car, so that's definitely going to be different. We're going to be in the 18 car this week with GameStop on it, but with my 20 team, with basically Adam Stevens, my crew chief, my same pit crew. All the same guys, just with the 18 number on it. So that'd be a little bit changed up, but I don't want no one to get confused, between who's driving which car. So I'll still be in the GameStop car with the 18 on it, though, this weekend. Anything
unusual about the track and setting your car up for it?
Yeah, I mean, the track's, it's neat. I have a lot of fun racing there. It's got a lot of speed, but it's getting to the point that it's starting to wear out a little bit. The asphalt's starting to wear, but you kind of go in there with the game plan knowing what you need to do, but every time we go there, the tire's different, temperature's different there, stuff like that. So you got to be open for suggestions, open for change on different things and what's going to happen. So we'll get the old sport clips there to figure it out and practice there and hopefully be good for the race.
All right, final question for you, and this one comes from Eric, 2456. How would you grade yourself thus far in your career, and where do you need the most work?
I don't think you're ever going to give yourself an A+ no matter what. No matter how you're doing, you're always going to want to be better. At least for me, I always want to be better. I think it's hard to put a grade on where you're at. I think that's a better call for someone else. I feel like there's days that I've done a great job, and there's days that you can look at and be like, man, I really wish I'd done that. But as long as you can learn something from it and apply that to the next week, and you use that stuff you learn, I think that's definitely going to be a plus. So, there's ups and down days. So it's kind of hard to put a deal on that or a number on that or a grade on that. But, every time you go on a racetrack, you find something new to work on. You find something you need to be better at. And whether that's communicating with your crew, whether it's something you're doing inside the race car to be a better driver, off-track stuff, all that stuff, it all adds up at the end, comes out in the wash.
All right, Joey, thanks for joining us today on our NASCAR Nationwide Spotlight, brought to you by Nationwide Insurance. I'll make sure I keep my schedule open. Next time you're buying lunch, you just give me a call.
All right, that sounds great. I'll do that.
Okay, pal. Good luck to you this
Thanks,
weekend.
guys.
And folks, thanks for joining us here in our NASCAR Nationwide Spotlight. We'll see you soon.